Welcome back. Today, we're going to have a shout out, not to mention a taste test. We're going to be shouting out something that you may not expect. I hope you'll stick around. First, a word from our sponsors.
Okay, let's give a word to some of our sponsors, right? Our little helpers. We've got 2 new ones to add today. Now it's getting very late in the season, and most of the frogs, or the little tadpoles, they have, some of them have been picked off by a bird or two, and some of them have already grown legs and hopped out into the pond over here, or over here. And they're little bitty frogs now somewhere. This is the time of the year when tadpoles are turned into frogs. And so that's what's been going on out here. There's not many left in here. There are just a few, and they're hiding. I've got one over here I saw, and if I haven't scared him, maybe he'll still be there. Oh, there he, just as soon as I turned the corner, he left. Let's see. I don't have a net. Oh, there he goes, there he goes, there he goes right there. See him right there? I've only got 1 or 2 left. And these will be frogs very soon. Let's see. Can I get it? It's hard to see. They're hiding. They are hiding. Let's see, is he right there? Yeah, there we go. We can see his eye. They're very skittish. Okay, so, little helpers. We've got 2 new ones. We've got one beautiful name here. Kaylee. Now, don't look at the way I'm writing, kids. Write your letters and everything correctly. I'm doing it wrong. We've got Kaylee. She's one of our little helpers. And we've got another one, and her name is Bean. I tell you what, these are some great little helpers. Now, this tank will be empty of tadpoles here pretty soon. And these little frogs, there he is right there. Look, oh, he's big. They'll be frogs. They'll be sprouting the legs, the last of them. That one right there is almost a frog. He's almost ready to go. But they've got a pretty good life here. So now that's a word from our sponsors. We're going to give a shout out to our little helpers. And now let's get back to talking about those buckets. Just one more thing. Arkansas woodcutter asked me earlier, he said, hey, how's them baby mulberry trees doing? There they are, buddy. They're doing good. That's going to make some good stuff for next Shed Wars right there. Well, maybe Shed Wars 5 or 6 years from now when they start making food. Yep. Somebody else asked me how my maypop was doing, my passion flower. Well, there that is. It's doing fine. Doing just fine. It probably won't flower, but it will next year. Welcome back to Homestead Aquarius. Today, I'd like to give a shout out to buckets. Look at this little tiny bucket. We got buckets of all kinds in our worlds, and the things that they can do is amazing. Yep, you can take a turmeric plant and get it started just like that. And it can live right there for a long time until you put it into something bigger. That's a great little bucket. But today, I'd like to talk to you about a few things about buckets that you may not know that you can do with them. All right, look at here. Now, we already know we can grow our plants in buckets. That's no big deal, right? We can grow a cayenne plant in there, let the hornworms get to it whenever we're not noticing it for a day or two. Yeah, they act fast. A bucket just like that. Let's see, what else can we do with it? What else have I shown you? All right, let's see. We can water. We can water our plants with it. We can even grow more little tiny mulberry trees in our buckets, right beside your pepper, and then do something with them later. I've even shown you how you can use a bucket just like this to make you sound more like Darth Vader.
Luke, I am your gardener.
It's very effective, I think. But I've got some more ideas. One idea that I came up with all on my own. This was incredible. And it's something I've been doing for a long time, right? Now, we know about storing food in buckets. A bucket just like this, right? Well, what happens when you have got a bunch of rice or beans in there, right? And maybe you want to do something else with it. Maybe you could just flip it up upside down and use it for a chair, right? Buckets do great for that. You know, there's something else you can do with them. You can even catch dangerous reptiles. You can catch you some venomous snakes and put them in there as long as you got some air holes for it, right? A lot of things you can do with buckets. And in a word on that, if you do have a venomous reptile and you want it gone, call a professional. Don't do it yourself. Most snake bites occur because somebody simply was trying to kill or catch a snake that didn't have any business doing it. Okay, just a word of caution. And it needs to be a specialized bucket with specialized people doing that. Okay, but let's say you've decided, hey, I want to get a little extra rice, a little extra beans, some dry goods, and store them away in a nice clean bucket just like this that doesn't have a snake in it, right? Well, there's a couple of things you can do to help yourself out. Where's my lid? I have learned about these lids right here, right? You can take that lid and you can put it on there, mash it down real good, okay? I'm mashing. If you don't want to struggle with a normal bucket lid to get it off of there, you can buy one of these. I think I paid about $8 for this. And you can just sit there and unscrew it. That works really well if your hands don't work as good as they used to. And these are very easy to do. It makes a pretty airtight seal and will help you store your dry goods for longer. Even if you got them in Mylar bags or whatever, it does a really fine job. That's an idea there. Now, some people may claim that they had this idea, a long time ago, but, we don't listen to those folks, right? That's okay. You heard it from me first. These make excellent ways to store your food for long term, all right? Now, let's say that you have done that and you come to the time to when what? Your bucket is now empty, all right? And let's also say that, hey, it may be a little while before you use it again. For that purpose, here's what I like to do. This is a wonderful thing here. You can just take that clean bucket and fill it up. Fill that bucket up with water. All right, we won't do it all here right now. I think y'all get the point. You can fill that bucket up with water, and boom, you've got 5 gallons of water storage right there. I've been doing this for years. It was nobody else's idea to do this. It's totally mine, okay? And then you can use this again and water your pepper again. That's going to have a lot of water in it. Yep, you can do that. Now let me see. I think what I need to do now is break with this and get a couple of things extra together and show you something else you can do with your bucket. Look at that bubble in action. That's what you come here for. That right there, one more thing. Even if you find an old bucket on the side of the road that's busted and you think it's no good, it's still good. You got to let the water out of your plant somehow. And if it's already got a hole, you ain't got to make one. Back. Now, there's another thing that I really love. I love cinder blocks. And I've used many of these in many ways. And today I'm going to use this one as a seat. Because we've got something going on now. Now here's the other use I found, right? Some of y'all may have seen this before. That makes a handy table. Yes, sir. Another use for buckets. Now let's see what I've got over here. I have got the moment of truth for me. And that's going to be a taste test. But first, let's not mess up. Okay? Let's weigh this for Shed Wars. I've got the Jerusalem artichokes right there, and we won't even count the maypop because I'm only going to eat a little bit of that. That's mostly hull right there. We don't eat all that. We're going to take this, and you know, the bowl doesn't weigh anything. All right. Certainly not up against some of these teams. It ain't going to make much of a difference. Let's see how much this weighs. Okay, we got 4 ounces. 4 ounces of Jerusalem artichokes harvested right here for Shed Wars, for Team Will It Grow. That's right, 4 ounces. Y'all try to beat that with your Sunchokes. Yeah. Okay, let's see what we got. We got another one of these one-handed episodes where we're going to try to do everything with one hand and try with the other hand to keep it in the frame. Okay, y'all, I'm going to tell you something, all right? Just between me and you. All right, y'all don't tell nobody, okay? Don't tell anybody. It's really embarrassing, okay? Just keep it between us. All right, I hate vegetables, okay? This terrifies me. Not to mention it kind of looks funny, all right? One of the big reasons why that I've started gardening and want to do all this and have my own food so that I can grow my own food and it be healthy and start eating more vegetables and fruit and everything like that. I love fruit, but you give me something that looks like that. Okay, this does not look like steak. It's not. It doesn't look like bacon. Doesn't look like steak. This is not my favorite food group right here. All right, so help me use the power of the Force to get this done. Yeah. Let's see. Let's do a little cutting action. We may have to bring you in here. Get you in there close where I can use this other finger. There we go. That's a cut right there. We just cut it. We just cut it with our knife. You know, it's spelled with a K for a reason. And people don't use the K. You know, it's a letter in there, and I'm sure that letter is, you know, feels a little upset sometimes. So use your knife whenever possible. All right, now see, this is raw, okay? This is, when you get to be a big YouTuber like me, right, this is what we call in the trade raw footage. That's right. This is raw footage you're seeing right here. Okay? That right there is a raw Jerusalem artichoke. And we fixing to pop that puppy in the mouth. Yeah. Now I do, I'm telling you, this is kind of sketchy for me. Now I've heard that they taste anywhere from like a raw potato to a water chestnut. And you know, so we're gonna see how that goes. All right, you can see it here. Now it's funny, the sugars and everything is built up on it. I see a little something there. Oh, that's something else from my wet hands. But here we go. The fartichoke, Jerusalem artichoke, sunchoke, raw taste test. Y'all pray for me here, okay? Can y'all hear that? Can you hear the crunch in action? Okay. 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 It's not steak, okay? This does not taste like steak, but it's about like a raw potato, about like that. And it's gonna leave my mouth now. Okay. Yep. It's okay. We're gonna try them cooked later. It won't be today, but right now that's about like a raw potato, with a little taste, a little hint of the dirt that it was in. Now here we go. Here's another taste test, and I got a little bit of a sports drink over there. And you know what? I forgot. I should have put my cayenne pepper on there. I should have done that. Made it spicy. I forgot I was going to do that. But here's something that a lot of people have also never tasted, never eaten, and I can tell you that these are among my favorite things, okay? These are passion flower, maypops. They grow wild. They are wonderful. And look at what's inside, okay? It's this big rind, right? And it's almost has like an orangey kind of look to it, you know, with the way the pith does on the inside. There's individual seeds in here that are wrapped in these little jelly-like capsules. And let me tell you, these are wonderful. To me, they remind me of Sprite, okay? So let's just, let's do a little bit of this. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you don't eat the seeds. That's good right there. It's very much like a Sprite, a real citrusy taste. Now, you've seen this. Always make sure that you know what you're doing, know what you're looking at. So research these, and you can find that besides the Gulf fritillary butterfly that loves to eat the plants, okay, that these are wonderful for us, and they're wild, okay. Let me show you how you plant these, okay. Just like that. Maypops, excuse me, maypops, and passion flowers, whatever you want to call them. They're wild, all right. They do best, like many other wild things, on their own. It can be difficult to cultivate them, but I have seen people that actually grow them from seed, and they have good luck with them. I haven't been successful with those yet, but you can try it. There's videos out there to help you do that. Now, I was having a little bit of fun with the bucket, but I'm going to tell you what, there's two people that I want to shout out. You know what? I'm sure I have forgotten something that I wanted to do in this episode, and that'll be okay. Oh, I know what it was. Some of the last of the information I forgot about Jerusalem artichokes. Okay, here's what we've got. One question was that I hadn't answered yet. They're not artichokes, okay? They are not in the artichoke family. It's just what they got named. You know, that's like passion flowers. You know, how do we get these names? Passion flowers makes a tea that was given to Indian princesses on their wedding night. It's a powerful sedative. It's a wonderful herb. Okay, that's how it got its name. Other people say something else, but these sunchokes are not in the artichoke family whatsoever. Not at all. It's a totally different thing. They're in the sunflower family. The artichokes may be in that same family. I'm not sure. Jerusalem artichokes are among the last of the flowers that are going to be available for pollinators. Okay? This is September. 1st of September, last of August. They are flowering, and so the bees are getting one last shot at a load of pollen before fall. And most of the time, what people do with these, especially if they've got a lot of them, they'll just leave them in the ground. They won't harvest them. Now see, the sugars, the inulin, okay, the sugar of inulin, the sugars build up in these as they grow. They become sweeter. After the second frost, that's when the most of the sugar is going to be built up, and so they will have a sweeter taste. Right now it's kind of a bland taste with a little earthy tone to it, like a raw potato. Okay. What where was I going with this? Yeah, yeah. A lot of times what people will do, some of them will harvest them. I'm going to harvest some of these after the first frost and store them in a bucket, okay? But a lot of people, especially if you've got a lot of them, a big patch of them, they'll leave them in the ground all winter long and just go out to where they are and dig them up whenever they need them. If you don't have a huge field of these, then what you can do is mulch them over. A lot of times people will mulch them over to help them make it through the winter and not get frozen and killed. So if you're in an area that gets a real hard freeze, real cold, you might want to look into covering them or something, and that'll help make it. Now, like I said, I had fun with the buckets. I hope y'all did too. I'm trying to wrap this up here. But there's two people that I wanted to shout out. Two channels. And one is the Crazed Family Homestead. This is what their channel looks like, so you'll know that you found the right spot there. The bucket ideas and everything with the screw-on lids, it's kind of been out there a while, but she had mentioned it to me before, or it was on one of her videos, I forget which. And then today, she had the great idea that she shared with me about using your buckets when you're not using them to store food, store water. That's 5 gallons of nice, clean water storage right there you can have. And if you've got 10 buckets, 10 empty buckets, keep it with your water. Cap it off, and it's good to go. Maybe add a little bit of chlorine in it, But that's a wonderful idea. And this is a wonderful channel and a great family. And actually, from the tadpole tank, these little folks right here, these cute little smiling faces, they were the inspiration for me to start the Little Helpers tank. They had a little frog habitat, and I said, you know what? I want to do that too. I want to have something for the Little Helpers. The other channel that I wanted to shout out is the Apricot Tiny House. I tell you what, this is a wonderful lady, and she's so sweet. She's got an incredible journey right now that she's on. She's not traveling anywhere right now, but she has plans to. She has a great, one thing that I have is I've got a tiny house situation. I've got a little shed to house conversion I'm working on, and she has a tiny house. I love the tiny house living, and she does too. She's great people, and I just wanted to give her a shout out. And hopefully you folks will go over and find her. But now listen to this, okay? Let me take out my little crooked wizard stick. That's Jerusalem artichoke. All right, and tell you like this. When I'm doing a shout out, or when anyone else is doing a shout out, we want good people to find each other. These are good channels that you hear about. And if you want to go over and subscribe to them, check them out and everything, that's wonderful. That's what shout outs are for. But if you do go there and you're a content creator, if you've got your own channel or whatever, do it the right way. Find one of their videos that is the size that you want to watch. Maybe they got a short one or a long one, whatever. Something that interests you. Watch it all the way through. Give them a thumbs up and leave them a nice comment. And treat each other the way you would want to be treated. Don't show up on people's channels playing any kind of game, you know. Be there for them. If you want friends, you got to be the friend first sometimes. So be kind to each other. Don't take advantage of each other. If the best thing that anyone can do for anyone else's channel is to find videos and watch them all the way through, even in real time if possible. You know, there's so much being said about this, and it's just so simple. It's as simple as food growing in the ground. It's as simple as being kind to one another and doing unto others as you would have them to do unto you. So I guess that's my long-winded message there. I survived the taste test, and I guess that's it, you know. So I thank you all for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you have a wonderful day, and above all, I hope that you're kind to one another. So everybody take care, and again, a message of grow your own food, start today. That's all I want to say tonight. So y'all take care. I'll see you next time.